This is to try to argue that indeed the people in the health center are mitteilungsfähig with the Thuringian police, though, that they are planning a murder attempt. The leading paragraph here would be paragraphs would be 157 following StGB. Similar case as I filed already as a Mitteilung, number below 10 with the Bavarian police, and intend to doing so with the Hamburgian police. Maybe also a kind of, du meine Güte, a kind of murder preparation. So how that? If it was the case and provable that one of those persons, female, a little bit younger than I, was then 2002 following till 2004 one of my neighbors in Erfurt 1, the very place where the arson took place, and would overflood me with dirt water, not me but my clothes. So if she then was a Haas, the forename I've forgotten, then now a Daniela also, no, a Nadja Friedrich, alluding to MR3, the place where I had been before I had been sent by an Hamburgian into areas that I did not know anything about. He sending meaning definition by means of communicating anything which was not understandable then to me. For example, folding a thing in an animal head out of, in German, Knete, also a double meaning. So we would here be in the same time span 2002, 2 years ago, when preparations already had started to let freak me out, simply by affecting all my devices, by twin devicing, by dragging a piece out here and there of documents, of pieces and parts in documents, and also more difficult to detect and not impossible to solve. By, for example, by severely affecting my PDF program, so that is unusable, forcing me to buy another one on the market, which is also not expensive. One pays around €100 for that. So what else? The connection here now, maybe I would, having thought prior to the video though, I would estimate this summer 25, I have here another surprise, despite having daily surprises, which don't surprise any longer. So the pending energy bill, it is almost doubled. How came that? Well, last summer I was out a lot with my mountain bike here and there. Yeah, during that time there were whole afternoons till early evenings or later evenings even. If we recall the picture where I have a Scheidenwarze in my eye region. So of course well, not of course, but how can that be? I told it already in a video. You would simply in fact in this example, in my example, a lipstick, a fat lipstick, oil lipstick that I use in this region. So I had the award here. Indeed. So the doubled energy bill. So this is one example that is likely to assume that indeed this flat is here co-used. And if you take this into account, merely the mind map extension showing here some of the neighbors already halfway comprising a football farika, a football team. Then one would search for one or two other teams here and one would be able to find them in the neighborhood. Not all of them are, of course, running here in and out. One would recognize that. It seems to be just a closer, tinier circle of people, but recognizable though. Yes, so where am I here? Oh yeah, if I ascribe that to either to the tellers of the whole county here in Germany, or just restricted to my fate misdone till mid of 90s. Then love relationship number two, since long ended. Then we arrive at the very core people here that are likely to having also been taken for advisors, which was of course a mistake, foreseeably a mistake, which would be my argument. Um, so this has to be completed. I count some other people here. So, and me in between, I can here write every day. I write. I complain about the in and outgoings here. So I have stopped that early on. There's one, or there was one document. Yes. So the bill. This is of course also an important information. I had that already in Erfurt 1. Also there was something with the bill. I did not follow up on that because I thought it was a coincidence or just normal, or I used too much or anything. But here doubled, now it is very clear. So after approximately 22 years, yeah, also a telling number, they would surprise me with that finding, yeah. Here, find that. Oh yes, this is the finding. You are doing here coincidental doublings, play games, and drag people into misfates upon having likely to having stolen first household, worth in my case 40,000 euro plus, and not paying for work, if only scribbled down, yeah. So, and in this context, the Thuringian Ministry of the Inner, of course, you have been informed on my case, likely in circumstances inept. And if you had followed up on that, which you ought have done, you will have recognized that I'm indeed writing about crime complexes that are there, that are real. So, turning my head to Hamburg for several reasons and on various levels, and having found that video showing but the figure and the face of one of their early money givers, uh, million figure, not high though, 3.5 if I recall it correctly, but mid of 90s a 3.5 figure of a person that was merely an architect. He could have been a reader, yeah, then the case would have been clearer, that indeed the money was white and not money to be whitewashed by means of a donation of an merely architect. So that person is a look similar, if formally, because I have met him during a test driving tour 2 years ago, I think, 2 winters ago, or maybe 1 winter ago. So now he has a severely changed nose, the poor chap. Or is he not a poor chap because he was unable to change his looks and likely also to having gotten a second or even third passport accompanied by bank accounts, for example. Likely maybe in the UAE for following up into my footsteps. So that person is Dietmar Herz, yeah, formerly Uni-President. He is a look-alike indeed. You can let vanish people, you can bribe them, but that is also a fact.